them again. And they take pride in doing it. Some people, they will tell you, I will not beat you, but if I talk to you, in fact, you prefer that I should slap you or beat you instead than for me to talk to you. Because words cut deeper than knives. And some people take pride in using those words to lash people, to talk down people, and they don't care what happened afterwards. It is devilish. And all boils from the spirit of anger. If you are hungry and you want to give it to that person, maybe the person hurts you, fine. And you too, you want to do something to other person back, you now go out of your way to say things that will make that person to go and find himself. Haba. It's so terrible. But all of us that are talking now, I'm sure, maybe at one time or the other, we have said something that really hurt somebody so deeply that the person was like, oh no. You may not know it, but by the time you see the way the person will react towards you, you realize that, oh, what I said to this person really hurt this person. No. You may not mean it at the time. That's why I always advocate for something. When you are hungry, because you are bound to make a lot of
Person don't verse. It don't break it.
Sorry, 1 second.
In person don't verse. It don't break in phone for your presence. It don't smash TV. But the thing is, they acknowledge that their character is bad and they are willing to change. And because of that, you are going ahead with the relationship because nobody is perfect. You don't like your head very much. There are things that people can work out in a relationship, but there are other things that people should work out before they enter into a relationship. My dear, no be me you go use work out your anger issues. No be me. I know say nothing where God no fit do. Oh, I know that you will change, but you will change elsewhere. No be you go change my name from Eric to the body.
Sorry. I found you
Very correct.
from Eric to the body. That's so funny.
Very correct. Yes,
Wow. That's a funny one.
it is funny, but it's the truth. You have seen it once, you have seen it twice, you said it will change. At what time is that person going to change? Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so funny.
This is a very important topic. Hey, not to, if you are still there, tell my brother not to enter your office anymore. The only one,
I will, sir.
the only one I struggle with is when my wife put everything in the freezer. I'm looking for things. I have to text her, say, hey, honey, where are those things? Where is the beast? Look at the second freezer. Look at, oh my God. Where is this akpo? Where is egusi day? I want chop. So look where. That was so funny. But you know what? Well, from what everything everybody have said, we all have anger from where we are coming from. I just told you my story. I used to be very angry when I was younger until I had a deliverance. That was my first time of falling under the anointing. And I had a dream that I was throwing up and scorpion were coming out. Dead scorpion, big scorpion on the field. God actually took me to a field, a football field, so that I can see myself, and I was vomiting scorpion. People were saying, look at what is coming from you. Oh my God. Yes, and you know, in those days when you get angry as a twins, they will beg you, they will say, hey, these are twins, they will cook beans. Uncle Dario have said that his own too. Even as his Tamara get angry so easily because people pick on them. But look at how Uncle Dario has turned out to be. Auntie Grace said in her own too that she said she wanted to kill herself by herself. My twin sister at the time said she wanted to jump inside the well because she does something. So we know where we are coming from. The ability to now say, God, I need your help. I need to get out of this. as you become mature. You don't want to pass it. You know, a preacher said something that I hold on to. He said our parents sow a seed. You don't want it to become fruit. You know, when you put in one corn, it's going to germinate and become big bags of corns. You don't want it to become a what's it called? A product. Fruits, from seed to fruit. There will be plenty in your life, in the life of your children. We should take time and take an extra of ourselves and be mature and say, that's the essence of being a Christian. Say, God, I know this thing is in my life. Please, I need your help. I don't want my children to be part of it. Yes, you need to be improving, you know, in your character, in the way you deal with people at your office. Thank God. Now to talk about office too. If you are there in your office and you are filled with anger, people are going to step on your toes. You will be fired. Yes. Even I saw Missy sending a message in the chat that even you can see in America, she's still talking about racism at her office. She's a boss at the office, but people are still racist concerning her. You know, and one thing that even flashed on my head, that if you come to America, you don't even have your family, your mother's from your mother's side or your husband's side coming to interfere in your marriage, unlike where you are in Nigeria, that you have everybody coming in. This is where we need to even put your head down and say, God, it's me and my husband. What can we do? I'm going to give you an example. I know of a lady. She was a big boss in Nigeria. She works in the presidency. But when she got married, came to meet her husband, this lady, because of anger, he just jettisoned everybody. He threw away all the husband family. No respect for anybody. Now the children don't even have any connection with the family of the husband. It's only our own family. Because of problem, the husband has even moved out of the house to go and rent an apartment because of anger issue. And you know, this lady don't care. It's so sad. It's so sad that this lady don't communicate with anybody, no respect for anybody. And you know, let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is proud. It's pride. So let me tell you, this twin brother or twin sister of anger is also maybe I spoke to somebody recently and I said, you know your story. Don't allow what has happened to your mom to happen to you. This is a repetition of what has happened to your mom. You want it to happen, even though you are in Obodo. Do not allow this person is earning big money, has a good job. So do not allow what has happened to your mom to happen to you. So you don't want a multiplier effect. or that sometimes will turn to generational curse. God forbid. So that's why we are talking about this. You might think that it's little. No, it's not little. It goes a long way. God will help us all in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Can I play the last video? Does anyone have anything to add at this point? No? Okay, I'll play the last video.
Spirit of anger, it is demonic. Even all of us in our family, yes, I respect you, but it's demonic. Make sure you start doing something about it from now. It is a demonic thing. Uncontrolled anger. That's how we are. Once we're angry, even God knows. Don't call God inside. If it needs you to work on it, humble yourself and say, this is a wicked spirit. There are many of you, anger is the reason why you may not enter the promised land. You know what stopped Moses from entering the promised land? Anger. Even with the height of his encounter, you will think a man who spent more than 90 days with God face to face, anger will automatically evaporate from him. There are many things that will try to agitate you so that you abort your prophetic destiny. But remember this sermon. When you want to speak, you just remember. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger.
Wow. That's a powerful one.
Yes. Whew. Should I play? Yes, Uncle Ben. Yeah, I was looking for you a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm actually right here. What happened is that I'm streaming the Sunday school on vertical format at the same time. And we have at the point we have 80 something people watching. So, but I now discovered that because I'm at work, I moved the audio so they couldn't hear you guys. So I have to call my daughter now, start working with my daughter so that she can now restream it, then people can hear you guys. So I'm sorry, we were just busy going back and forth, me and Vicky, but now we're good. There are more people watching on vertical stream. So for those watching on the vertical stream, thank you guys for watching. I left some link on the vertical stream. If you want to join us on the main page, please click on those links and be part of us right here on the main page. Thank you very much, everybody. Ooh, I don't know, maybe you were asking for my take earlier or something.
Yeah, I was asking if you have anything to share with us about today's topic, the spirit of anger. If you have any testimonies, any experiences.
Frankly speaking, this one is so deep with me. It's really, really deep. So I'm just kind of taking everything in, and it's deep. Remember, I used to tell you guys that I used to have a hot temper. Hot temper sometimes is synonymous to having anger issues. Although there are many ways to explain it, but I just got to be honest with you. I think my own anger issue is kind of tied with my emotion and also with the kind of person that I am as an individual. First off, I hate lying, the way I was brought up. My mom raised me, don't tell lies, never lie, no matter what, okay? So when I'm dealing with people, the moment you start telling me lies, you are already getting under my skin. Secondly, I don't like cheating. I don't like shady character. I don't like hypocrisy. And I don't like anybody try to kind of make a fool out of me or think maybe I'm a fool. So if I found myself in any of those situations, I usually get angry, like super angry. So when I was younger, when I'm angry, I fight a lot. Yeah, because then as a young man, physical aggression is more or less one of the easiest way to express your anger. More importantly, if you grew up where I grew up in Ondo State. You know, I've told you guys my story. I've been struggling, carrying myself in this battle now since I was 12 years old. And it's almost like every day is survival of the fittest. So it's like I was constantly in this fighting mode anytime, any day. And because I was struggling all by myself in the street, I kind of feel like, well, nobody got me, I got myself. So when I'm angry and I'm fighting, oh, I pray I don't get into battle with you. It doesn't matter how big, how strong you are. If I get into a fight or anything with you, you may not like how it will end. If you have the power to beat me, you better beat the hell out of me. But if I can subdue you, you are in trouble. And to make it worse, at that time, because of that innate anger, if I have issue with you, anywhere I jam you, we continue. We continue. So, but as I was growing up and beginning to get matured, and thank God for me staying with my uncle for at least about 2.5 years to 3 years. So I think my uncle saw that trait first, that this guy, everything is, you are angry. I'm just really, really kind of mad, like life dealt me a really bad cards, like as a young boy. The history I met on ground, I know my dad was super, super rich at that time. And losing him at age 3, and then my mom got to carry like 8 of us, just struggling for us to survive. And then my auntie had to carry me, raise me, and all of that. And then things started happening, and then I have to go back. From Lagos, go back to Ondo State, no money, no instability, So I just have that anger in me, like, what exactly am I even doing in this world? Do God just brought me to this world to suffer? So, but when I live with my uncle, I think my uncle saw one, that little things can really get me triggered. Two, I'm not scared. If I have problem with anybody, I have problem with you. I'm facing you head on. Then my uncle now helped me, which is what I can share that people might take away from this show, from my own perspective. I think my uncle was the first person that actually taught me how to control and manage my anger. So the first thing I think my uncle observed was that when I'm angry, I usually start by talking and expressing my displeasure, whatever it is. Now, if I'm trying to express myself, to tell you that, okay, this thing that you're doing, I don't like it, or I feel this way, I'm trying to express myself, but you won't allow me express myself, or maybe you are also talking back, so it now become, I'm yelling, you are shouting everything, then it might really get worse. So I think my uncle noticed that, and what my uncle did was, anytime I'm angry, my uncle would be like, oh yeah, calm down. Tell me what happened. So I will explain to my uncle. My uncle is all those old school tailor. You know, those tailor in those days, they usually don't use the tape we use these days. Their own tape is how do they call it? Is this rod, 36 inches rod. So, but my uncle always kind of allow me to express myself. And as soon as I stated whatever is going on with me, my uncle will step in. Then my uncle will say, okay, I hear you. We're going to fix it. And if I'm having trouble with maybe any of my nephew or cousin, my uncle will let me express myself. Then he will ask them their own side of the story. My uncle will always make sure that at least one person speak at a time, so we can both understand where the anger is coming from or whatever the issue is. So after that time, my uncle will start telling me, I shared with you guys here one time that, in African home back then, we used to eat in the same plate. There's no discrimination. All the food will be in the same plate. So everybody gather around there and then we eat. And then when it's time to share the fish or meat, I used to feel very, very entitled because raising me in Lagos, I used to eat all by myself. I got my own plate, I'm like, what do you call them? Omo butter. you know, that kind of thing. So
Right.
now eating in group in the family, and we now have to share fish every time because I'm like second to the youngest guy in the order of hierarchy. So they will usually give me small fish, and I will protest. One time I've protested that I carried the whole plate of soup, fling the whole thing on everybody.
Mm.
So, but my uncle observed all of that, and that's when my uncle started teaching me that, okay, if you want big fish, you're gonna learn how to fish. So all of that is going on. But as soon as my uncle established the fact that anytime I'm angry, I should express myself and people should let me talk, let me tell you what's up. Then my uncle beginning to encourage me that it's better you talk, use your words, you know, that kind of thing, the way African parent and uncle could be. So I started using my words more. But then as I was growing older and older and beginning to be myself, I realized that I'm losing friends due to my anger issues. Some people don't even want to associate with me, and maybe they are scared or something. And sometimes when we're gonna hustle, you know, where we have to go out there on the street and hustle. And every now and then, sometimes the people who give us job, they will cheat us where they're supposed to pay us. Like, it's not like now that money has spoiled. Back then, when we do some job, maybe they were supposed to pay us like maybe 20 naira. Some people they may want to pay us like 15 naira or something. I no go agree. It go turn to fight. I'll be so pissed and I'll fight everybody. So sometimes they won't call me when they want to give those jobs and things like that. So I quickly realized that anger is making me losing a lot of friends and things like that. Then when I came to Lagos, I work on that. I learned that when things piss me off, I don't have to talk. I'll take it, I won't talk. And if I have to address it, instead of addressing it publicly, I'll just go to whoever is involved and I will address it quietly. Can you still hear me, Abby?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, thank you. So I will address it quietly. And as time moved on, then I got into the university. Then the way I express my anger now changed, and the way I manage my anger also changes. So I started to pay attention to my triggers. I started identifying my triggers, like what are the things that really triggers me and get me angry. So, and that helps a lot. So for anybody who is also dealing with that, it helps a lot. If you can identify the triggers, then you can see it coming. So first of all, I try to understand who am I? How do I view things, issues, and people? Then I started reading people around me. Once people started talking and paying attention, and then when I noticed that somebody is going towards my triggers, I will automatically knew that, okay, this thing is going to get out of hand. Let me just chill. So then I started practicing staying quiet. Started practicing staying quiet. And before I got to that stage of staying quiet, anytime anybody just do things I don't like, usually I address it. It is the same today. Even in my marriage, I do the same thing. Among my friends, I do the same thing. Anybody do anything that I don't agree with, I will address it immediately. If it is something I have to address privately, I will address it privately. Now, if I address it privately and I tell the person that I don't like this thing that you did, and I explain why I don't like it, if the person now failed to respect my, if the person failed to respect my concern, then I will tell the person, if you do this again, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. So that is one area I'm still begging God to help me, because if I tell you don't do this, I don't like it, and then you kind of brush it aside, you ignore it, you do it again, I will go ahead and do to you exactly what I promise you I'm going to do. You feel me? So, and I also recognize that maybe that is still part of my anger issue that I still have to get out of my way. But I'm just like that. So even in marriage and everything, when I'm doing, I usually kind of like to communicate, tell you instantly what it's like. But if the person is not listening, I will now kind of stay quiet. Now, when I stay quiet, it helps me not to get more angry, because if I'm not talking, I am processing the situation. Now, if I feel like even when I stay quiet, this issue is still escalated, people are still triggering me, I will remove myself from the situation. I can walk away, I can go somewhere, and as soon as I remove myself from the situation, if I'm still angry, I will look for something to distract me. I can play music, I can go and meet my friends, I can just go do something else so that I will calm down and then later come back around. So these are just like what I can contribute to this topic. But I noticed that since about going to like 14, 13 years ago now, that I've truly understood who I am, what are my triggers, and what I can do. Life has been so, so, so amazing. And that is why people can say stuff to me that ordinarily I'm supposed to be angry. I would just laugh about it and let it go. But finally, if I have to advise anybody, what I would say is this. If you are living with somebody who have anger issues, please allow them to express themselves. Like Uncle Dio said earlier, for instance, I have siblings, cousins, nephews who stammers. And I noticed that it takes them a while to express themselves. And if you are cutting them off when they are trying to express themselves, they get angry easily. Now, besides that, as an individual, I'm just using myself as an example. If anything happens, I believe in communication. I embrace communication a lot. I want us to talk about this real quick so we can forget about it. We can move on. And I've come to realize that as soon as I talk about the matter and we address it, I just forget about it. We cool. But if the person I'm dealing with don't want to hear my side of the story, if the person cannot give me that grace to adequately express myself, and the person is kind of like, oh, this is just my way or no way or something like that, I notice that I usually get into this zone that I don't like. Because once the person don't let me express myself, if I just stay quiet, I didn't say anything, sometimes it fools people that have to deal with me. They usually misread that, like, okay, I won. I won. After all, it's not even talking again. But the danger is when I'm not talking, I'm already planning how to strike. And that's the one I'm begging God to help me now, so that God, I beg, help me. God, I beg, help me. I don't want to be doing this, because once I plan to strike that person for not allowing me for not listening to me, so you can understand how whatever is going on is not pleasing to me. The moment I stay quiet, I will stay quiet in such a way that I will even fool you. I will put on a mask. You won't even know that I'm super, super angry inside, but I'm going to strike back. No, it might take a month, it might take 6, it might take 1 year. I will strike back. That's just the way it is for me. So that's the
Hey,
only thing I can say.
Ben, that's where you need the Holy Spirit and wisdom. Uncle Darius talked about retaliation, which is another word for revenge. The Bible says, God said, vengeance is mine. You can see what is happening in our country, where our president is retaliating, is revenging. and he call himself Christian. He's not a Christian. Hunting people, you understand? Where we are in America, and I said, I'm going to hunt these people, you know. That's what we call revenge. So that's where you need the Holy Spirit to help you, where you get to that crossroad. You know, you can't do tit for tat as a Christian. Yes. God has really blessed you, Uncle Ben. You have really improved. You know, that's why we're talking about where we are coming from. God has really moved you up. So you don't want to be at that level that you think, okay, no, I'm going to do this. Okay, whatever you do. God has given you wisdom. You are a wise man. You are a smart guy. Yes, you can see Dangote, even with all what he went through in Nigeria. But God still helped him to establish petroleum or, you know, oil and gas company where they can, you know, look at the plant, just, you know, what he went through. All of the government were against him. The man said, when he went to see one of the presidents, he was shocked what the man told him. But look at where he is today, especially if you are a man of a vision. Just calm down. Yes. Especially the devil knows where you are going to. Always bring in people that will come across, that will be against you, be negative, but you know where you are going. Just calm down. The Bible says, he said in silence, in quietness, and in confidence shall your strength be. In quietness and in confidence shall your strength be. You be quiet and with confidence. Look at that simple testimony Sister Natu gave. Even when the husband was expecting him to start, okay, where's my stuff? But she just said, the Holy Spirit told him, say, keep quiet, don't say this. Yes. Even your children are they're gonna try your hunger, Uncle Ben. Yes, they say this. So one of my friends now, the pastor friend, the son is getting married in California. I have to be there, Los Angeles. This man has made up his mind, saying, no, I'm done with this guy. Because the guy left the state, you know, when the child goes to California, this man said, I'm done. I am done. That's the first son. The first said, I don't have a first child as a son. I'm done with this guy. He doesn't want to listen. But when somebody spoke to him and said, no, you can't do that, they just got mad. They did their court this thing last month. They're getting married next year. The church wedding. If you see the man and the guy, you would think they are twins. You would think this is somebody that the man has, I'm done with this guy. He's no more my child. The wife cried, said, no, this is my first seed. You can't do that. So, Uncle Ben, one need God. One need the Holy Spirit. One need wisdom. Yes, when those people want to try, you know where you are going. The Bible says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord will deliver them of all. It involves you going for therapy that can help you, can do that as well. Yes. And for any other person, if you know you're at a crossroad, it might even be you're married, that you know you've been trying, but somebody wrote that she's in the same situation. So you need
Uncle
wisdom.
Patrick.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, can I say something real quick, sir?
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is it's not like maybe I'm going out of vendetta or something. And for me, when it comes to Christianity, I don't do only New Testament, because I believe New Testament is used to cheat people, to intimidate them, or to take advantage of them. I'm sorry. Only the New Testament preach forgiveness. If they slap you for right, turn left. And some people are fond of taking advantage of that. For instance, I'm a Yoruba guy, and as a Yoruba boy, one of the beauty of our culture is respect. We show people a lot of respect. Oh, both old, young, everybody around us, we like to show them respect. But this respect is taken advantage of severally. There are times when people, just because, even when they are acting silly, they are doing some stupid, dumb shit, just because you look at their age or you just think that, okay, let me just at least address them with some level of respect, they will just take advantage of it and start misbehaving. I think that maybe they are something special, or this is me, this is them. So those are like the type of situation whereby, for me, I'm patient. People offend me, I offend people all the time, but people offend me, I will chill. I will just look at it like it doesn't worth my time. I don't have to deal with this. Let it go, let it go, let it go. But when it gets to a certain stage that the person won't just adjust or respect him or herself, and whatever they are doing, if I tell them, because before I really get angry, Sir Uncle Patrick, I usually give people long rope. I would talk, I would tell them, hey, I don't like it when you do this. Please don't do it. Oh, please don't do that. Now, once they just won't respect that boundary or my plead or something, and I now get to a point where I say, okay, I don't tell you, it's like you don't want to listen. Go ahead, you go here, and I don't talk again. I'm doing it to, I'll pretend I don't see. That is when I start thinking of, okay, it's time to show this MF some lesson. May you know, say, we reserve day. So that's just what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, I'm just this mad or something. It's just because in many situations, a lot of people just they don't want to listen. Once they believe they are right, they are just right. Any other person, you don't have a say. It is my way or no way. So when I met people like that, and if it is something that has nothing, no negative impact or something, I can let it go and say nothing. But if it's something that has to do with, let's say, for instance, my life, or somebody close to me, somebody related to me, or something that the outcome may be negative, oh, that's when I feel like, you know what, it be like say I need to show you shege too. So I am the kind of law of Moses kind of guy. You don't slap me and expect that I will turn the left cheek. If you slap me and I smile and I rub it, trust me, when me I go do my own, you feel one of your leg if it break.
Uncle Ben, I hear you.
That's just my own kind of thing, sir.
School. This is
Yes,
Sunday
sir.
Uncle
school.
Ben.
So we are not doing love Moses yet. We are doing both. I'm sorry.
Uncle Ben.
We are not
Uncle
doing-
Ben. I just wanted to say that is when you walk away.
Yes, go and read Proverbs 22:24. It's in Old Testament. We just quoted it.
Yeah.
There's wisdom. You can block some people.
Exactly.
Yes, to give you, yes. One of my staff taught me that. He said block, maybe later you can open some people. Some people even in Nigeria, every week they can be asking for money from you. Yes, they'll bring one problem or the other and make you angry. You can excuse them by just blocking them. Maybe sometime you can open the blood. I'm just asking after your family. Everything is wisdom. You need the Holy Spirit. If any of your member of your family is pushing you to anger, you don't want to relate with that person that will bring anger. You don't look for an excuse to say, okay, I'm going to show him back. Love Moses. We are not practicing love Moses. Yes, God will help us.
I don't think it's worth it, Uncle Ben. What you do, you walk away.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who you rendering a lot of help, they are not appreciating, you can withdraw. You don't have to exchange money. You don't have to say this is why I'm not doing it. You just go on your own and then be silent about it. Like you said, if somebody is not allowing you to express your feelings, it depends on the situation. You wanting the person to allow you express your feeling, and the person want to express their feeling, that can escalate to the extent that something dangerous will happen. If they are not listening, you walk away. When there is anger, in a particular situation, that is when you walk away. But if you see a situation where you can actually express yourself, someone is listening. Your uncle was listening because it was like a home environment. He was a more matured. He understood your situation. He allowed you. But it's not in all situation that you will have the chance to like express yourself. If they're not allowing you, walk away. If you think I'm trying to intervene, you're not listening, keep your advice to yourself. Don't give it again and then don't cross the person. There are people who are not meant to be in your life. Call them off. Let them be. Maybe later in the future, you come across, you say, relationship, all well and good. I have cut off a lot of people. People like I gave money to. They are not ready to pay, but they are the one abusing me on top of my money. Have the money, stay away, go. I block you. I'm not asking for the money. Don't
Auntie
pay
Grace,
me.
I beg, come borrow me money, please.
Unfortunately, because of a lot of people, I no longer borrow money. I don't anymore, right? I give you, and then you are telling me, oh, you know, that's even a long story. Somebody I gave money, and when I asked, he said, oh, since I even borrowed that money, I didn't sell my goods. So why are you insinuating I am the witch that is holding your goods, right? I blocked you. Take the money, take your goods. I do not want to hear. A lot of people like that. So what do you want to say? I want to start explaining this is what, no way, I'm not going to do it, right? So there are situations why you want to be heard. If they don't want to hear you, please call them off. Everybody is not allowed to be in your life. It is as simple as that. That would say when there is anger issue, be silent. Don't talk at that moment. If you're talking about within home, you're talking to your children, you're talking to your wife, you say, okay, this one is okay, but there's an extent to which you want to be heard. Outside of that, my brother, have your peace. Let them be. That would be my advice.
Thank you so much, Auntie Grace. Uncle Ben, all I have to say to you is that you're owing Bora Bora Potts $200 for swearing in Sunday school.
What did I do?
You swore twice, $100 per.
Ah.
per
No, Abby,
offense.
please. This is Sunday
So you
school.
are
This is
owing,
Sunday school.
no,
My
this is Sunday
mistake.
school. No, exactly why you have to pay $200 into our Bora Bora Potts. Thank you very much, sir.
Abby, there is forgiveness in New Testament now.
No. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I want to, just as we start to round up, I want us to actually get to a segment of what's the word now? Of teaching and unpacking this whole thing so that we leave lessons behind before we close. So the first thing I want the panel to address, which Uncle Ben already started the conversation, is common triggers, right? So example of common triggers would be things like criticism, disrespect, feeling ignored, stress, social media, maybe pressure from society, pressure from a spouse, pressure from children. Because I heard Auntie Grace said, you need to walk away. But I'm here thinking, how do I walk away from my children? How do I walk away from my husband, right? If you're talking about friendship, if you're talking about a colleague, somebody on the streets, in the shops, you can easily walk away. But when you've been with somebody for 15 years in a marriage, how easy is it to walk away? Can you really walk away from your children? No, you can't. So I think it's important that we talk about common triggers. And then afterwards, we'll talk about the impact and how to control, healthy ways to manage anger. And I think we can end with that for the show. So Uncle
Abby, darling, if you heard me, sorry, just a quick one. If you heard me well, I said, if you're talking about your children, about your wife, I said, yes, you can say, I want to be heard, I want to express it. I said, outside that, you walk away. There are ways that God will give you wisdom to deal with things about your children, about your wife, about your immediate home. I did say that. I said, if it's your immediate home, you want to be listening, you want someone, like Uncle Ben said, the uncle was listening to him, right? That was to the house. So outside of home, you walk away. If you give somebody rendering a help, walk away. Just let them be. That's what I said. For immediate home, God will give you the wisdom. You should be able to identify what the trigger is and deal with it.
Actually, no verse Abi. Actually, Auntie Grace, Uncle Patrick and yourself, you are right. Even now, home not even whatsapp. This Gen Z, they know they listen, they know they hear
Oh my
nada.
God. Even on Sunday,
What?
Jesse can't rest.
Now, Gen Z, they know they hear nada. Even with my own kids, self. Sometimes they go even. What I just do, like I said, I'm a consequentialist. I don't even defy them. I just tell them, come. If you do this thing the next time, this is what's gonna happen. Oh. If you no one hear my son, which day? I tell this guy by 10 you are supposed to be in bed. Guy talks, say, oh dad, I forget. If that guy play game until like 11:30, I don't follow and argue, I don't follow and drag. I just go upstairs there. I carry in PS5, he get iMac. I carry the iMac, I carry everything, go inside my motor, I lock and there. 1 full week. He begged me, I said, lie, you know they listen. So I know they listen, but I get what Uncle Patrick and Auntie Grace is saying. What do person want to do? But I give God the glory. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Ben. Thank you, Auntie Grace. I don't know if you were here when I gave a story about walking away from friendships that makes you not understand yourself, or criticism that you cannot, in a sense, attach to yourself. I think I gave that story as well. And I think that, Uncle Ben, the only thing I can add to your experience is the fact that in a lot of situations, the reason why we are more angry than we should, because you mentioned giving a long rope, is because you're also kind of passing your boundaries. When I gave my little story about the friendship that I decided to walk away from, even if I realized that she needed me, I was talking about how I felt pressured to be there for this person. Meanwhile, this is not my responsibility. I'm not the person getting married to her. So there's no reason for me to have felt pressured, even with all of the problems that I was going through. So when you're feeling pressured to do something for someone, even if it's not your responsibility, because maybe in my own situation, you're a people pleaser, or you feel the need to always say yes to people, then naturally it's also easy for you to get triggered, right? Because at this point, it's no longer a case of I'm doing it because it's convenient. Someone feel like you're doing it out of inconvenience, in a sense, and then it becomes a case of how dare you, if that makes sense. So it's easy for you to now be more angry, to be easily irritable about a situation, when the whole time you had no business pushing yourself that far, or pushing your boundaries that far to be there for somebody or to help somebody, right? So I think sometimes we have to create healthy boundaries for ourselves within our capabilities, right? Measure your pressure at work, measure your pressure at home with family life before deciding that, okay, because those are priorities, right? Work, family priorities, before realizing that, okay, I want to give to these other people that are not really my priority. I'm someone who believes friendships are priority as well. But at this point, now that I'm older, I realize that it has to be within reason, because I've also learned that some of these friends will never do half of what I even do for them. So to what end for me to be struggling this much only to be disrespected? And I'm feeling more disrespected because I did not even respect my own boundaries to begin with. So that's kind of what I have learned this year. When it comes to boundaries and anger, in a sense. So I just wanted to share that. Anyway, can we please unpack common triggers? And I think, okay, Uncle Dayo is back, because I was looking for Uncle Dayo earlier. He's back. Can we unpack common triggers that we are aware of? I gave examples like disrespect or stress, or even social media, or even financial pressure. I keep echoing.
Okay, Abby, can you hear me?
Sorry, Uncle Patrick, 1 second, sir. And then can we talk about the healthy ways to manage anger? And then we can start to end the show from there. Yes, Uncle Patrick, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Auntie Grace, for staying behind, even though it's late. We appreciate you for the knowledge you are bringing to the...
Thank you, sir. I'm just about cuddling myself in the duvet right now.
God do it. So thank you, Abby, for, me talking about triggers. We even talk about triggers even in church today. One of the triggers I want to talk about is pressure. Yeah, I'm going to lay emphasis on those of us in the diaspora. You can see Uncle Ben talking from work he has a good job that he can talk from work, even on a Sunday. Some people are on a job even on a Sunday that they cannot even use their phone. You know, I read the story of a lady, said the husband was an executive banker and they got a visa. They came to Canada. I said when they got the visa in Nigeria, the husband carried her. You know, wow, we're going to make it. But as soon as they got to Canada, the husband cried. Not that she cried physically, emotionally. The way things were going. The man has to do menial job. I say, oh my God. Me that was a banker, had a car, and you look at what I'm doing. The lady has to work at night to go and be cleaning office. He said things were so tough that the husband changed. See what a mess. Look at what I'm going through. Even when people think I'm enjoying, it takes the grace of God to manage that kind of situation. I've gone through the same thing. When you come abroad, I was working first shift. My wife was working second shift at the time. I was working third shift. My wife was working second shift. So it's so tough. It can bring in mental, financially, we are struggling. It wasn't easy. Yes. It wasn't easy. Even when we first came with 2 kids, I can't afford daycare. My wife can't work. Who's going to take care of the kids? I was working. I didn't have a car. I can't do second job. It wasn't easy then. Not unlike now that they had Uber. There was no Uber. Yes. In fact, it was through the grace of God. You know, in America, I was not giving food stamp, nothing. It was tough. Financially, it was struggle from paycheck to paycheck. So that can trigger up anger if it's not well managed. Even with your husband, you know, might be saying, what have I even brought myself to? I'm not making, some people are looking at themselves as a failure. Some might even be looking at their spouse and say, you are the cause. And they'll be accusing you are the one that, like one of my friends, he said it was my wife that made me to come to America with this visa lottery. Yes. The man, and meanwhile, the man is buying car and sending to Nigeria. But she will always accuse you. But the wife is so quiet. The man, upon that, the man was cheating. So all this, it takes you to have the mind of Christ to say, God, I need your help. I can't do this. I can't. My head is busting. Yes, you can't transfer that aggression on somebody. Mental health is there. One of my brother was telling me that a man called him, somebody's older than him, that he need at least borrow him 2,000. He's a professor, PhD, associate, but you know, then the shoe was shut down. The school was not in session and they don't pay them. And the man was saying his BP is going up, that he should please whatever he can, that he need to make payment of, you know, a lot of pressure, especially those in Obodoyinbo. And that's why the Bible, it says 2 will chase away, 1 will chase away 1,000, 2 will chase away 10,000. That's why it's good for husband and wife to join hands together and fight it together. That is not the time for you to be fighting, arguing over unnecessary things. That the devil will come in. Yes. That the devil will come in and destroy your mind. That is the time. You will be angry that things are not moving, but 2 of you working together. Say, we'll fight this thing. Because as you are bringing in children, your children have seen everything. That's the irony. They have seen everything. They know your struggle. They may not talk. They know everything. They are human beings. Those kids are smart. They know what mommy is doing. There are times that When my kids were small, we go to store. They would look at the price. Mommy cannot buy this. It's too expensive. Nobody told them. They know how to cut their coat, you know what I mean? According to their clothes. They dare not go and buy, no. Who is going to pay for it? I remember when we go to a restaurant, we will eat, we used to go to Chinese. At the time, my children were saying, Chinese, whenever I enter the car will be smelling of food. I said, these kids are growing. We are going to real restaurants. When we get there after eating, they will say, how about dessert? My children said, that dessert for where? That's additional money. I'm from the desert. I don't need dessert. They said, no, Daddy, we need dessert. You know what I mean? That made those children begin to Americanize. They know. For we to go to restaurant, good restaurant, that means we have money, then we can afford it. That's the bottom line. So one has to be very careful, unless, if you want to be angry all day, you are going to lose it. That will not be our portion. And that's what Ephesians is teaching us. Ephesians 4:26 from what we read. Yes. So don't be angry all day. Because every other thing will be affected. Your children, everything will be affected. Mental health, you yourself will not get yourself together. Your BP will bump up. Yes, look at what is going on now in America. There's government shutdown. People are not going to not getting their salary. One thing I believe, there is always a way. The Bible says it's the way, truth, and life. There is always a way for me. God will make a way if you believe in that. God will make a way with plans and communication, the network. God will link me with somebody. There will always be a way. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uncle Patrick. Uncle Dio, we haven't heard from you in ages. Are you still here, sir?
I'm still very much around, Abby.
Okay,
And I
sir.
thank God for what Uncle Beno, Auntie Grace, and Uncle Patrick.
Uncle Dio, hold on.
Uncle Dio,
hold on. Abby is like missed the light. Send you a text on email on what you call WhatsApp.
No, I'm the one that message now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. As I was saying, we are not trying to talk about the triggers, okay? When I want to talk about the triggers can be very, very diversified. What triggers A may not necessarily triggers B. But one of the most common triggers, you have mentioned one of them. Uncle Patrick has mentioned one of them, which is pressure. Uncle Beno too has mentioned one of them, which is not being allowed to express himself. That one too is another trigger for people. The inability to express yourself when you want to speak and nobody want to listen, or you're not being allowed to speak, is another trigger. Another trigger also could be lack of money. When we talk about money in a home, in a relationship, it goes a long way to trigger anger. Another one is lack of understanding each other. Everybody wants to talk and do things at the same time. Definitely, I'm talking about in a relationship now, either between friends or between couples or between families. If there is no order of communication, it's a trigger for anger in the home, in the family, among friends. And that trigger also that I want us to look at that causes all these things is influence. Influence sometimes may be from a third party. Influence sometimes may be from the third party. For instance, now in a relationship of maybe a man and a wife, some partners don't like other people interfering in their relationship. And imagine you are married to such a man, and every time there is a matter in the house, you will go and talk to somebody outside, a third party, about it. It can trigger anger in your partner. Because all these are subtle, little things, but it goes a long way to trigger some people, and they get into a very, very dangerous anger fit. Another one also is lack of accountability. Some people want you to be faithful. They want to be sincere. They want you to at least meet them with honesty. And the moment they find out that you are not being faithful, you are not being honest with them, they can get angry. Some people don't like to be lied to. They don't like to be lied to. If you want to see the worst of them, you lie to them. Lying is a trigger for anger. Unfaithfulness is a trigger. Lack of communication could be a trigger also. Not knowing when to speak and when to keep quiet is also a trigger. Sometimes not being able to read the room is also a trigger. Let me explain. A partner just come back from work. Maybe he or she had a very, very terrible day at work. You know that there's something wrong with this your partner. This is not the way he or she normally behaves. And that was the time that it now shows to be talking about something that you are not supposed to talk about at that moment. By the time that person would talk back at you, you'll be surprised. But you know it already that something is wrong because you are not able to read the room. You just go on and you're saying your own thing. And the next thing the person will do is to burst out in anger against you. So all these things varies from people to people. But the way forward for you as a person, if you're having this anger issue, that's why I like what Uncle Beno said. He said it took time to find out what are the triggers for him. And the moment he realizes them, you try to stay away from those so that it does not trigger you. That's one step to controlling your anger. Know your triggers and avoid them. If you can identify your triggers and can avoid them, you are one step closer to overcoming your anger. Number 2, tame your tongue. The book of James says that our tongue is a small member in the body, but it can destroy a whole city. It's like a small fire lighted that can burn out the whole city. Our tongue, we must learn to tame our tongue. Some of us, we don't know how to talk. There are some things that you will say to somebody that is just happy now, and just say a word or say something to that person, and that person will be triggered. Our tongue, we should learn to tame our tongue. This goes for everybody, even you, the one that is being angered, and you that is the one that is provoking anger. Let us all learn to tame our tongue, because many times we don't know how powerful some words could be. And I like the example that Sister Natu gave. There is a way that you will say some things that will provoke anger. Then there are some ways that you say the same thing in a manner that you get peace and love from it. Let us learn to tame our tongue, and let us learn also to, when I said learn to read the room the last time, learn to know when to talk and when to keep quiet. Some words are important, but they are not necessary at a particular moment. Some words are urgent, but the circumstances at the moment does not permit it. Don't say it, because if you do, you will not get the result. Instead you get anger out of it. You may be home now, maybe your son has done something wrong and your husband just came in from work. Maybe he has had a bad day. You could see that this man came in, is not happy. Yes, your son has done something wrong that you want him to take action upon him. And you saw the man coming back home, looking moody, looking sad. And instead of you to leave the matter of your son and find out, babe, what's wrong? You are not looking well. Is everything okay? The next thing you are saying that, do you know what you know did? Did you know did? The mouth will burst. And you'll be like, what have I done? Am I not just telling you about what our son did? No. You lack the ability to read the room. You could have, you know that this man came in, not his usual self. No matter the urgency of the matter that want to be discussed with him, you should have at least suspend it and turn to him first and find a better time that you can discuss that matter. And lastly, I will say this is not to shade anybody, but I think it happens mostly to some women. They want to have their way. Come what may. No, I must have my way. And I don't want to take it too far because sometimes it can be a little bit off because some women have taken feminism to the extreme. And they are like, they want to be competing with their male counterparts. When I say competing, unhealthy competitions. When I say unhealthy competitions, you know what I mean. If my husband is doing this, then I can do this. If my husband does this, I will do this. Taking feminism to the extreme, it triggers anger. We cannot exhaust it because the list is endless. That's why I say, just find out the one that triggers you. If you have anger problem, what are the things that triggers you? What are the things that when people do them to you, or maybe when you like get in that kind of a situation, you'll be angry. They learn to avoid them. Auntie Grace said something very, very critical. You must learn to know. Like my favorite singer said, one of my favorite singers, know when to walk away, I know when to run. I think it's Kenny Rogers in the Gambler song. You must know when to walk away. You must know when to run. When you are supposed to walk away and you stay there, something else will happen. When you're supposed to run and you are walking, something else will still happen again. So you must all learn to avoid our triggers, and God will help us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Dio. $50 in the Bora Bora cup for shading sisterhood. Thank you very much. Okay. Can we talk about healthy ways to manage anger? What are the help? Because at the end of the day, anger is a natural emotion, right? Everybody's allowed to be angry, but what matters is how you act on it. It's not what you say, is how you say it. It's not what you do, is how you do it. My mom used to always tell me that also remember that people are different. One man, you can tell the man he's mad, and you guys be able to apologize to each other and work out your differences. Another man, you tell him he's mad, and that is the end of the marriage. That's the end of the relationship. So it's not what you say, but how you say it. And most especially to whom. Not everybody can take your nonsense. So can we talk about healthy ways to manage anger? And then can we talk about rebuilding after an outburst? We're all human. We're not perfect. We're all learning. And some of us have made a mistake already. So after you've made the mistake, how do you rebuild? What do you do? What do you say? You know, what steps do you take? Yes. Auntie Grace, are you still here, ma?
I am here slightly.
Okay, I'm going to let you go. This is the last of it anyways. I'm going to let you go so that you can always drop off and go to bed once you're done. So what I'm asking is, I'm asking, healthy ways to manage anger, because not everybody is there yet, and maybe we can give some tips. And then the other thing I'm asking is, how do you rebuild after an outburst? What are the steps that you can take? Because some people have already made the mistake. So how can you fix it
Yeah.
to the best of your ability? Pretty much.
Yeah. I think we've everybody has spoken well. Like we said, even the Bible did not say we shouldn't be angry. There are situations where you have to be angry. We've all been angry in one way and the other, to the extent that the result was bad. And by the time we began to retrieve ourselves, began to learn whom we are, began to study our environment, began to look at people whom we are dealing with, began to interpret our own outbursts, our own ways of talking to people, then you kind of like, okay, like we say, walk away. Walk away doesn't mean you are stupid. It doesn't mean you don't know what you are doing. It makes you even a bigger person. Like we've all made mistakes, we've all spoken in a way that we are not expected to. And if we find ourselves in that situation, I think controlling our emotion is also important. Let me give you an example, Abby. I don't know if you remember. I've been to Momo 5 show about a few times. The first time I came across you, I don't know if you remember. I don't think my post was syncing well with you.
Mm.
Oh. I made a comment on Momo 5 show, and Momo 5 wrote something. Who is this Grace Amayo? What's wrong with her? I think you said something. You said, I can't remember what you said exactly. Or somebody said whether I block her or whatever. Then I decided to come in to speak, right?
Mm.
Then I called in and Momo 5 like, let me give her time to speak. So I now said, hello, Momo 5. Well done for what you are doing. This is your show. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I made a comment. That's not to say I want to tell you what to do. I can't remember exactly what I said. I said my earpiece is warning me low power. Let me see if I can take the other one. Sorry. So I said, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Right?
Mm.
If I had come in with that, oh, what did she say? Is Grace Amayo, are you all right? And began to claim right. Obviously, that was her platform, right?
Mm.
Perhaps my or you were helping her to moderate. There was
I
another
hear
person that
you.
was
Auntie Grace.
Hello.
Auntie Grace.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, better now, ma. You're off again. Just in case you're talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, ma.
Okay. So I was saying, if I had come in to say, oh, why did she say, oh, whatever, and maybe the comment I made did sync well with you people that was on the panel, and I come in, I want to start claiming right. So what am I trying to say? We've all made one mistake and the other. So if you find yourself that you have erred in one way and the other, apology is all right. But if you did not control your temper and you have said things, like somebody said to me a lot of things, and at the end of the day, the person can say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, I was angry. I said, no, I'm not angry. You meant every word because it came from your heart. You don't speak what is not in your heart. That is the little you think of me. That is what you said. That's what I said to the person, right? But I forgave him, but I'm still remembering it today. It didn't happen today. It actually caused something that I was mindful of how I relate to that person after all. So when we are angry, walking away does not mean you don't express yourself. If you know you cannot express yourself in a way that you'll be able to remedy, walk away. If you can say something that you know that it will not hurt somebody's feeling, somebody's emotion, then you can speak. You have to be mindful of what you say when you are angry, right? You can let it, you can just say, okay, let me not talk. And then the next you say, do you know that what you did, what you did? The tone with which you are going to address that thing will be different from when you are really, really, really angry. So when we are angry, we have to be very careful. And if we know that we have done something that actually hurt somebody, you don't go there claiming rights. You can also calm down, explain what you mean. But if they are not ready to buy, then you walk away. If they are not ready to understand, you walk away.
Absolutely.
So this is what I can say, way to like remedy it. So I just give you an example. I don't know if you remember that particular show that I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that was the first time I was meeting you. Before eventually you came over to Uncle Beno and then you became my baby girl.
I don't remember. And
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So these things happen. It's the person that it came to that we remember. You understand? But because if somebody speak out of, oh, why did the person speak like that? And Uncle Dayo did talk about communication. We are communicating the same thing. The way I brought my word might not be the way you are bringing it. My tone of voice might not be the same with your tone of voice. My tone of voice might insinuate she's angry. I really might not be angry. You understand? And when people interpret this differently, this is again about communication. That's why I'm saying when you are in the house, you know how your people communicate. Do you know what one single word, you know what it means? But an outsider coming, you cannot generally interpret what that person meant because you don't know that person. So that is when you have to like listen and listen and listen. If you think this is not the time for me to talk, just let it be. You walk away. But if you have spoken and then somebody else has interpreted it differently, if you have opportunity to correct it and then correct it and say, oh, this is what I mean. We've all offended one person in one way and the other, but we should be mindful of when we engage in argument, when there is an anger issue. I don't know if that makes sense.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Auntie Grace. You can jump off now if you want to, because I know it's pretty late for us now.
Yeah,
because we're at the end now anyway. So
yeah, I think I have to go. Good night, everyone.
All right, good night, ma. See you later.
Bye.
Have
Yeah,
a good
bye.
week, ma. Bye, ma.
Thank you. Bye.
Uncle Dio. Healthy ways to manage anger. Rebuilding after an outburst. What do you think, sir?
Yes. Number one, if you want to manage anger, you must first of all be accountable. You have said something that hurt somebody, own up to it. Accept that you are wrong. Even though what you have said may be right, but the manner at which you said it cut across wrongly. So own up to that. Accept that you've done something wrong. Then genuinely apologize. And going forward, I used to practice something which I would like to share here. And I've been doing it for years now, so I've gotten so good at it. There are times that I want to say something, and I know that if I say it this particular way, I will only end up creating bitterness and anger in my listener. So I'd rather say no. Let me adopt another way of passing my message across without aggravating or triggering my listener to lose the essence of what I'm saying. You may want to communicate something very, very important, but if you don't learn to communicate it in a way that your listener will understand it and take it and get the essence of it, you will lose it altogether. You will only get anger in return, and then the person will not even see the essence of what you are communicating with him or her. So I always prioritize my communication to get across to the person that I'm talking to without instigating or triggering any negative response. It's a very, very important key. You can learn to do that under every circumstances, even under provocation when you are hungry. And you want somebody to know that this point you want to make is, though you are hungry, but you want to get across a point to that person. You must not talk to that person with that anger in you. Otherwise, you will lose the essence of it, of your talking to that person. However, some people do not know how to do that. They will just allow the anger to take over, and the next thing, even though what they are saying is the correct thing, the person will not get it. It just brings another angry response from the person, and it goes on from there. So ability to learn how to pass a message across without triggering anything negative in your listeners is number one key. Number two, we need to learn patience. Patience. When I say patience, I mean some people don't get communicated easily. You may have to say something more than once for somebody to grasp it. You as a person, you believe, if you know that this thing that you're telling this person, you want him or her to grasp it, and you said it once and the person doesn't grasp it, don't be angry. Be patient. Repeat it again, or say it in some other ways until the person gets your point. We all went to school, and so communication is not complete until there's a feedback. And if you're not getting the feedback that you expected, you have not communicated. Until you get the correct feedback, that's when you know that yes, this person has really gotten your message. These are the things that we can do to manage all these matters, all this anger issue. And lastly, when you are offended, when somebody says something to you that really offends you, please learn to forgive. Even before the person comes apologizing, as a Christian, learn to forgive. So that you yourself can have peace. Because if you are holding on to it, one thing is for sure, the person that you are angry with will not be at peace. You yourself too, you will lose your peace. And what does benefit you? Nothing. So I would advise, always learn to forgive when you are offended, so that peace can reign. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Dio. Really appreciate your take. So we're actually coming to the end. Another thing is I'm going to just add quickly to everything else that the panel has said is mode of communication as well. Especially being Gen Z, I've noticed that we have a very bad habit of communicating via text message. Just because I think it's very important, if by all means maybe there's no other way to communicate due to distance or whatever, I would say it's important that I know that one thing that I practice is sending emails instead. That way I can convey things from my heart even then it can be very dicey, because remember that tone can be misconstrued via texts, right? Nobody, no, you can't hear what the person is saying. You're just assuming. Sometimes as well, we're not on the same wavelength where punctuation is concerned. So I might not have put a full stop where I'm supposed to put a full stop. It can just come across as harsh via text message or via any sort of messaging. So the one thing that I know that a lot of people do is communicate via text, and it's often a very bad idea. If due to distance you can't see each other face to face, that way you can see people's facial expression, body language, and it could make communication smoother, then I would say maybe get on a phone call. It's always better than sending a text. That's the one thing that I want to add to this. So we're basically at the end of Sunday school. Uncle Patrick is no longer here. So we're going to be rounding up now, and I want to add a few things to the show, to Sunday school today. So these are some myths about anger that I think is important to speak about. So the
Oh,
first one
Abby.
is, yes,
Sorry, Abby. You say Uncle Patrick is not here. I can still see him in the studio.
yeah, he's not here. Yeah, he let me know that he's no longer here, and I can
Oh, okay.
yeah, I can, let me just actually remove him, but yeah, he's no longer here. Okay, so we have a few myths about anger. Anger is bad is one of the myths that we hear all the time. No, anger is not bad. It is natural. What matters is how you express it, right? How you express it is all that matters. Another myth is bottling it up is better than exploding. Both are harmful. Expression needs balance. I was watching while we were talking about this show, I went on to do research about it. And now I wish I actually had that video here, but unfortunately I don't. I will send it to the backstage for those that are interested. It was a woman talking about bottling up emotions and anger, and how it can lead to so much more, from high blood pressure to all sorts of illnesses that we're unaware of. So it's always important to find an outlet, whether it's talking to a friend, whether it's therapy, whether it's journaling, because not everybody is going to go to therapy. Journal, write things down. I have a friend that told me that she does voice recording that she never sends to anybody. She just uses it as a way to talk because she doesn't feel comfortable talking to somebody else or exploding, whether it's work pressure or whatever. She just records herself talking. Other people, if you're Christian, this is a mostly predominantly Christian platform, and this is Sunday school. Pray. I know that I've gone through really bad moments, whether it's heartbreak, whatever. Even that friendship I told you about, I know that one of the things that helped me is pray. You will go down on your knees, you will cry, you will pray, and you would feel less burdened. So, it's better to express it in some way rather than just keep it in, and bottle it up. The third myth is if I'm angry, I'm out of control. You can actually feel anger without acting on it, right? Feel anger without acting on it. Do what you have to do. And the panel already spoke about ways to manage anger. There were also a few amazing comments by Sis Didi as well about how to manage anger, if I can find it. Yeah, she wrote here, practice the act of deep breathing, meditation, and journaling. That helps as well. She also spoke about self-awareness. I'm someone who believes in sitting with myself. I say this all the time. I sit with myself and I call myself out for my nonsense. And that's why there's nothing terrible about my character that anybody can tell me that I'm not aware of, because I've already called myself out for it, right? So you have to also be able to sit there and sit with yourself and tell yourself the truth. Look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. It's just you. If you can't tell yourself the truth and be honest about yourself, who is going to be able to do that for you? It means that if anybody else tells you the truth, you're not going to accept it, right? So I think it's also very important to be self-aware, and identify issues, know when to walk away. I told you that the way I was brought up, I felt like, I think it did not help that I went to military school and lived on a barrack as well. It did not help at all. A lot of people are angry in those sort of environments, and it actually did the opposite to me. Rather than being an angry person, I'm someone who if anything, I'm accused of being passive aggressive because I will not speak until absolutely necessary. And it would take me days to speak. But for me, it's more about fear of people lashing out on me. I'm fearful of, that sort of angry thing. So for me, I would rather that things are de-escalated, and at a later date, I would come and hold the person's hand or whatever and say, this is how I feel and this is what I think you did that made me feel a certain kind of way. And so sometimes it can even affect you in a way where some people are worse than me, where they are absolutely passive aggressive, where they will never speak about it, they will hold the grudge, and then the tension in the room will be very, very thick. Everybody around them will be walking on eggshells. I'm not like that though, but sometimes that is even how people cope with that sort of trauma. If you grow up, around, environments where people are angry a lot. So yeah, Zeno said my HR manager told to send emails to myself expressing my frustration. Yeah, more recently we have ChatGPT as well, where people actually, and I've actually used it recently because my friend told me about it, where you talk to ChatGPT. The story I said here about the friend, before I spoke to Sis Nata about it, for instance, I actually spoke to ChatGPT because I was trying to process my feelings, because this girl made me feel like I was crazy. I know that that is not what happened. So why am I questioning myself? So there's also AI now that actually helps people process their anger. It tells you where you've messed up. It tells you that, okay, this is what you could have done better. And actually, you're okay. You're not overthinking stuff. But ultimately, that is if you don't have anybody to speak to, right? Because you also don't want to end up being that sort of person that is kind of glued onto ChatGPT where emotions are concerned, because that is not a real person. That's not a real thing. And you're a real person. You have real emotions. So if you don't have anyone to speak to, then by all means, journal, pray. That praying one and gospel. Oh, that one works like a charm. If you've ever been heartbroken before, you will know the importance of prayer and gospel when it comes to processing your feelings, right? It goes a very long way. And then if you can journal, amazing. I also believe in journaling. I journal every single day. It helps me stay on track with my career goals, with everything really. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And then before I leave, I'm going to read a few Bible passages which were sent to me earlier today by Uncle Patrick. We haven't used them throughout this Sunday school, so I feel like it's important for me to read them. And maybe, we can add it to the Bible passages that matter this week for us. So the first one is Exodus 15:7. In greatness of your majesty, you threw down those who opposed you. You unleashed your burning anger. It consumed them like stubble. So that is Exodus 15, verse 7. The next one is Genesis 6:13. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both of them and the earth. The next one is Proverbs 22:24-25, which we've referenced through this show. It says, do not make friends with hot-tempered people. Do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered. That is Proverbs 22:24-25. The last one is Genesis 49, verse 7. Cursed be their anger, so fierce, and their fury so cruel. I will scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. That is Genesis. Sorry, there's actually a few more. I don't know why I said the last one. The next one is Exodus 11, verse 8. All these officials of yours will come to me, bowing down before me and saying, go you and all the people who follow you. After that, I will leave. Then Moses, hot with anger, left Pharaoh. That is Exodus 11, verse 8. The next one is Exodus 21, verse 14, which says, but if anyone schemes and pies someone deliberately, that person is to be taken from my altar and put to pie. And then the last one is Ephesians 4, verse 26 to 27. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. That is Ephesians 4, verse 26 to 27. So that is all I have for Sunday school today. Uncle Dio, do you have any closing words, please?
I want to just say that we are all emotional beings, and anger is an emotion. But please, let it not control you. Pray if you have to, seek deliverance if you have to, talk to people if you have to, go for counseling, go for therapy if you have to. Never allow that emotion to overpower you. God bless you all. Good
Amen.
night.
Thank you so much, Uncle
Thank
Dio.
you so much,
Have an amazing
Aya.
week.
Have an amazing week.
And you too. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Uncle Ben.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, Abby, you have done an amazing job. Thank you very much. Uncle Patrick, Uncle Dayo, and Grace, Sister Natu, thank you very, very much for at least sharing with us today and educating us about anger. I think many of us we are blessed with today's Sunday school. Even right now, we still have like 60 plus people watching on vertical format, and we have like 9, 10 people here. So it means we really did a good job. So thank you, everybody. Please don't be a stranger. Always feel free to be part of the Real Fam. Our community here is a little bit different. Here we are a family. We seek to grow every day, every show. We extract lessons, and our matured audience, they always help us out, and that's why we don't joke with them. All right, as far as today's topic is concerned, the moment I see when Uncle Patrick say, oh, this is what we're going to be dealing with today, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Uncle Patrick want to bring my yash come out. I'm just kidding anyway. I give God the glory. I give God all adoration. I thank God for where he has brought me all the way from and where I am right now. I think personally for me, I do talk to a lot of younger folks, both boys and girls, about managing their anger and temperament because I saw the difference when I actually made a U-turn and work on myself. That's why I'm able to relate with a lot of people. You know, even here on Refam, sometimes some of the community members will say, Uncle Ben, how do you do it that you can actually relate with everybody like this? One of the secret is because I have done a lot of work on myself. I have improved over the years. So if I have to answer the question Abby asked us last relating to how to manage your anger, again, I can only share with you what I know and how I manage mine. So the first thing is learn how to identify triggers. If you know what gets you angry, if you know what makes you get out of your comfort gentleman, gentle girl zone, then you can avoid it. So that's number one. Identify your triggers. It can be people, it can be words, it can be tone, it can be environment. It can be even right now, people are moving mad on social media. There are people, a lot of people live alone these days. A lot of people are kind of isolated these days. And even while they were not relating to anyone else, they were just scrolling through social media, they still get angry just by watching some content they're not supposed to watch. I don't know if you get what I'm talking about, Abby.
Yeah, of course.
This time and age, there are some content you just consume on social media and it will just mess up your entire day. So you just have to identify your trigger. So for me, for instance, there are some content creators, I don't even dare go to their channel. I don't listen to them. And you can do the same. Identify your triggers and avoid them. Another thing you can also learn to do as part of identifying your triggers is getting to know people, develop the ability to know the type of people that you can stand. You know, we use that words a lot of time where people will say, oh shit, I can't stand him. I can't stand her. So if you can identify people that you can't stand them, maybe the way they talk, maybe how they come across, maybe the way they carry themselves around you or something, it's making you feeling uncomfortable. Why not just avoid them? Just avoid them. Me, I do that a lot. If I notice that somebody, especially in this corporate world, work environment and things like that, I pay attention to energy, body language, and all of that. If I notice the way somebody is moving, it's like, I can't even listen to this person for 1 minute, make a no verse. Trust me, I'm doing everything possible not to be around that person. And if because it's a work environment, we have to work together, then I will deliberately train myself to endure whatever minute I have to be around that person. Because trust me, when you are angry and you show it all the time, people will begin to see you as angry bird, and you don't want that title. So now that I mentioned it, please, another thing you can do is learn how to conceal your anger. This one is very, very important. And like Abby said, anger is not a bad thing. Even where I came from in Nigeria as a Yoruba guy, we usually talk that only a bastard will be provoked and not get angry, you know? So, but it's imperative that you know how to mask your anger. That's one thing I love about United States. Here in America, if you move around in the corporate environment, people will smile a lot. And I can tell you, 99% of those people that smile when they see you, some of them are pissed for even seeing you. But still, they smile on your face in the corporate environment. That is how you conceal your anger. Sometimes you smile, sometimes you pretend nothing is wrong, sometimes you just zone out. In this day and time where we have all kinds of AirPods, you know, sometimes you just you put your AirPods on, turn up the music, and you just, you know, shut yourself out of whatever is going on in the environment for a minute. So you can do that too. And also, it's very important that you pray. If you're a Christian, prayer is key. Every morning you pray, every night you pray. Tell God, I want to be happy. Lord, anything that will provoke me today, please don't let it come my way. Pray about it. And lastly, surround yourself with people that make you laugh, people that make you happy. I cannot preach this enough. And I usually say it. For instance, even in this our real farm community, if you are lucky enough to be in our backstage, you're gonna notice a pattern that majority of the people in the backstage, even when they see things that piss them off, they turn it to laughter. Those are the type of people I hang around. For me, I surround myself with people that make me laugh, because laughter and anger, they are like night and day. They don't mix. You cannot be happy and at the same time be angry. You cannot you cannot be glad, be joyful, be smiling, laughing in the midst of other people, and at the same time you are angry, like you have this murderous rage in you. So it doesn't work like that. Try everything possible to always be happy. Listen to music, watch movies, and finally, the people who are part of your life, make peace with them. I don't know how to express this. If Uncle Patrick or other real farmer here, they might be able to express it better than me. But this is what I mean. There are some people that will be in your life. In the morning, they are there. In the night, they are there. Every day, every week, every month, every year, they are there. Example of such people are your wife and your husbands, as well as your children. You have to strive to ensure you have a peaceful environment. You have to make sure there is so much laughter are home. Because guess you what? The moment you step out of your home, oh, you don't know what the day might throw at you. But if you can laugh, smile, be playful in the home before you step out, whatever you see outside, you might just tell yourself that, you know what, I jump and pass, like we say in Nigerian parlance. I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm having a fantastic day. I'll just let it go. But trust me, if you wake up in the morning and you are mad at the wife you have, or you are mad at your husband, or you wake up in the morning, you are so angry at your children, by the time you leave home, Jesus, you will be the one everybody wants to avoid, not the other way around. So please, always make sure you guarantee happiness in your home with the people that are part of your life. Make sure whatever issue you got going on, you settle it, and you are always laughing, you are always smiling. I think those are just what I can contribute to this episode. My chair lady, Abby, thank you.
Chair lady, you know, Uncle Ben.
Mrs. Okonkwo, I gotta thank you.
Anyway, thank you
Abby,
so much.
Abby, I know you can't see the people on the vertical format, but you can do shout out to them. I took some screenshots so that you will know they are there listening to you. Maybe the next time we might actually do the show on vertical format so that everybody can be involved. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Coach Michelle. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Olaika Macaulay. Thank you, Olawumi. Thank you, Alton. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Miriam, for coming for Sunday school today. Thank you, Williams. Thank you, Jokan Ola Kayode. Thank you, everybody. And to our real fam, thank you, Sister Biba. Thank you, Zeno. Thank you, Auntie Grace. Thank you so much for also being on the panel and offering insight. Also, okay, it doesn't even actually matter. I'll talk to Auntie Grace later because she's no longer here. Thank you, Sis Didi. Thank you, cool Mama. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Uncle Dio, for being on the panel and for giving us all this time this evening. Thank you so much, sir. Who else came today? I think I saw Comfort earlier as well. Sister Natu, thank you so much for being on the panel as well. Thank you for all your contributions. I think at some point Auntie Inkus also came in. Thank you so much. Sister Sue, my faithful sister, my faith, thank you so much for coming to Sunday school tonight. Thank you, Sis Zainab. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Olga Smith, as well. Thank you so much, sis. And thank you, Uncle Ben, for being here, even if it's your channel. All right.
You are funny. Thank you for having me, Madam Host, Mrs. Okonkwo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Zeno, for your troublemaker. Thank you, Bilba. Thank you, everybody. And by the way, you know, we have to celebrate our 13K subscriber, you know, right?
Yeah, so you just said all of us, Don Pedro. We'll take it from there. I'll send you my address.
Why is everything about you these days is just Don Pedro, Bora Bora, everything? What is wrong with you, this lady?
Uncle Ben, I'm trying to go to Bora Bora next year. We're trying to see and I are trying to plan this trip for next year. So the more money we get, the better for us. You know?
So that's why you are taxing everybody now. Anybody that just shows up on your radar.
You come late, you pay. You use a curse word on this channel, you pay. Everything you pay. Everybody you will pay.
I mean, you're gonna chase everybody away from this channel. You are charging everybody. Abby, come on now. Oh my God! By the way, have you heard our? You know, I actually did a remix for us hitting 13K subscribers.
You did? Yeah.
Oh, I have so many remixes. So here is one of them. That's Bedu.
K-Subs. Welcome to the real fam. Let's go. Let's clock it as we rock the show.
Abby, you
Uncle
hear
Ben.
let's clock it?
Yeah. This one is saying gay. Let's go. Gay.
Listen again.
Thank you, 13K subs. Welcome to the real fam. Let's go. Let's clock it as we rock the show.
All right, Abby, what do you think?
Amazing. Okay, but you're supposed to add per after that.
I
That's what
don't
you're
know how to add power. The
Like
one
just,
I put, maybe I don't know the spelling. It was doing prim. I have it. I will send it to you. Instead of power, it was doing prim. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Abby will roast me.
Zeno puts it down. Zeno put P.
Oh, Zeno is already doing power.
You know what's crazy is that I know
my
what
God.
I'm to say. He doesn't read all the words properly, so he would not have taken this up.
I just do that when I say clock it, I'm like, Paul. Oh, Happy, thank you very much, my dear.
Problem.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Mama. Thank you. I got to leave you now so
right,
that you can finish up.
We're going. All of us are going. Thank you, real fam. Have an amazing week and catch you. Are we catching everybody tomorrow, Uncle Ben? I don't know. But see you during the week sometime.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna have political table in the morning, and then there are some issues we have to react to. This Regina Daniels situation will not go away. You know that, right?
Yeah.
From her sister sharing images of evidence of DV to her now making an announcement that I bought this house, blah, 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 blah. I think there's just a lot of things that we have to discuss. But please, everybody, go and watch Love in the Words or Love in Everywhere's part.
Everywhere.
I can't wait to host a town hall meeting. The clan meeting, I can't wait to host it because there are so many issues that need to be addressed in that movie. For instance, I knew there was a particular time Odogun was supposed to have left that girl and canceled that wedding. So I reserve my take. And there is a particular scene again that I love the most, my favorite scene, where a girl decided to be mourning a cut-off wedding. So there's just so many things to address. That movie is really, really, besides being entertaining, I saw a lot of lessons in that movie. So please, everybody, go and watch the movie. We're going to start reviewing the movie. Abby and I were supposed to be doing our Gen Z show on Tuesday, right, Abby?
Yes, on Tuesday evening.
Okay, so on Tuesday, Abby and I, we're going to do Love, Instagram, and Gen Z. So please prepare for that. That is going to be a very, very educative segment because besides the fact that young folks nowadays, they are dealing with a lot of challenges in the dating world. We also have social media, on the other hand, that is influencing everything about their world, and is not even limited to younger folks' world. It's even affecting even we that we call ourselves Gen Xers, baby boomers, and all of that. It's affecting us too. But again, there are other aspects of social media that I really want us to dive into, and that is, for instance, how to become an influencer. If you like to be an influencer on Instagram, how do you make money from it? What are some of the things you need to watch out for and all of that? And nobody is in a better position to help me dissect all of that except our own Gen Z president, Abby, the one and only last born on this platform. So it's gonna be a banger on Tuesday. Love, Instagram, and Gen Z. Why are Gen Z so stubborn? Why won't they calm down and listen? So you're gonna have me and Abby doing that on Tuesday, but please, everybody, watch Love in Every Word, so that, because I'm even looking at it that we may have to do like 3 series on that Love in Every Word. There are so many aspects of that movie that we need to discuss in depth, because these are the things that affect people in real world. How do you choose your man? What criteria are you looking for? What if the man don't meet that your spec? If the man doesn't meet your standard, what would you do? Now, if you finally found your man and you're gonna settle down, and then just when you are planning your wedding, your crazy ex showed up, how do you handle it? These are real life issues. Abby, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
I believe you've seen the movie. So what do you do if all of a sudden, and it's happening, a lot of girls right now, they are single, men will be getting into their DM, doing all sorts of things, but they won't take them seriously. As soon as the lady pick one guy and say, okay, I'm going to get serious with this one, that is where you now see other people proposing, asking, you know, I've been looking to marry you. And then they will now convince or confuse the innocent girl. She will now be thinking, am I making the right choice? Is Tunde the right guy? Or should I go with Nnamdi? You know, so there are too many lessons there. Then the other aspect of father, absentee dad, culture and tradition, and you know how I feel about culture and tradition. So we have a lot to discuss as far as Love in Every Word is concerned. So we are just waiting for everybody to see the movie before we dive into it. Because me, I won't fight. I want to fight a lot of people. Even me and Sister Yinka will go fight on top of this one self. Our jargon. Yes, so because by the time we begin to iron the
You
issue,
didn't even say anything.
everybody go fight. I on top of this movie. I already know Sister Yinka. I know waiting I go make reference to it. Sister Yinka go come after me. That's why I say they get ready now. So maybe we know say well they come. But that's it. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Sir. All right, Uncle Ben. Bye, real fam. Have a good week ahead. Bye.
Dude, did you order the new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I never looked so good. You look the same. But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me. You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
With Verizon, get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever, plus a new iPad